What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. And today we are talking about Alexis Ohanian. And he is the co-founder of Reddit. It's a very popular site. People go there and they post on the forums. People have communities in Reddit from all over the world. Gaming, computer builds. I'm on a USMLE forum on Reddit. There's just so much that Reddit has to offer, right? And Ohanian is also married to Serena Williams. Now, Serena Williams, like I said, very, very talented tennis player. You'll get no argument from me. One of the best athletes, or female athletes, if not the best female athlete, probably of all time. You know, they have a daughter together. They're married. But Alexis Ohanian, he speaks out on certain issues, okay? And a lot of issues he talks about are those related to race and social justice issues. And you know what? I'm not someone that knows him personally. I can't say if he's fake about it, but let's give him the benefit of the doubt. The guy speaks out on these things. He gives money to these things. Let's assume that Alexis Ohanian is really legit, because we're going to be honest. There are some people that are white. I've met them personally. There are people who are Asian. I've met them personally. They live by what they say with equality for people. We know that there are people that are like this, right? And we cannot say that all people are one way and all people are not. So I can't say if he is coming from a position of, you know, he's just saying it to look good. But Alexis Ohanian actually puts his money up on things that he believes in. And within the last 24 hours, he did something very major, which he announced his resignation from the board of Reddit, okay? Now, I believe this is something that Bill Gates has also done before. I don't know, no longer know if he's on the board of Microsoft, but he stepped down of the board. I guess the board makes decisions. Now, obviously, he probably hasn't given up his stake in ownership, but he would like the board to replace him with the black candidate. And the reason why he said this is because, you know, he says that, take music! I'm writing this as a father who needs to be able to answer his black daughter when she asks, what did you do? And basically when he says that is, he wants to open it up situations for black equality, give blacks a chance to do this. And I mean, obviously his daughter will be considered black by the U.S., by U.S. standards. You know, she's mixed, but she would be black. But if any black man out there thinks that this is great, I'm going to tell you something. While this is a nice gesture, all of us as black men should tell him thank you, but no thank you. Thanks, but no thanks. And any of you African brothers out there, let me also tell you, you should also say thanks, but no thanks. Because see, once you decide that you want to be on the board of directors for them, they can fire you just like they hired you. And you are in no closer of a position of having any ownership of what you create. You have zero. See, he's not going to give up his ownership in the company and give it to the black community. He's not going to do that. He can step down from the board. The board doesn't mean anything. He still has his money. You see? And really, it's nothing that will push an agenda to help blacks. I mean, let's think about it right now. He's already married to Serena Williams. So she has 4 to 5 times the amount of money than he has. So he's good with that. With his money and his skill set and his network, he can always start a new company. You see that? Because he's smart. He went to the University of Virginia. People don't go to the University of Virginia and not be smart. So he's very talented. So the stepping down from the board does actually nothing. But what you black men need to understand is that if you take that position, you still work for him. You have no ownership in this. And black people gotta stop taking positions and start taking ownership. And until we do that, we're gonna continue to have these same problems. And like I said, the gesture could come from a nice place. But the place needs to come from, and like I always want to focus to Elijah Muhammad, black men should be doing something for themselves. Many of us have experienced certain levels of racism in corporate environments. We've experienced it on the job. No matter what our skill set is, we should be serving our own community first and saying, what can I do to create a Reddit that is, if it's for the greater good of the world? Can I do this in Africa? Can I do this in the black community? How can I create my own version of Reddit, service my own people, and have ownership of my own company? So I ain't got to go work for Alexis Ohanian. And see, that's when people start to respect you as a group of black men. See, when people don't respect you, they give you this ding music. Yeah, man, I really feel sorry for being white. So therefore, I'm gonna step down and give you this because, blacks, they're not able to do these things on their own, so we must help them. That's what it comes off as, whether he wants to say it or not. I feel so sorry for being a white person that the way that I can equalize this is to step down and hopefully a black person gets it so we can just say, oh, I'm not racist. But let's just be honest. We all know that Reddit, the website, is known for harboring some of the most racist posts and forums in the world. So this is another way for Reddit to look like that they want to atone for all of this stuff. We got to really be serious here. We got to be serious here and start thinking our ownership. We got to start thinking about servicing our own people first. Our people. And we need to have some pride for ourselves, especially those of us who are black Americans. Many of our people came over from the slave trade. We settled in the South. We came to the North during the Great Migration. My grandfather and grandmother and parents came over to California in the 50s. All of the things that they could not do, going to, separate restaurants. My grandfather, who's from Missouri, he had to walk 4 to 5 miles to school. He didn't do all of that for me to not have ownership, just so I can work for them. And that's one thing I got a lot of respect for the Nigerians that created Nollywood. They understand ownership. Dangote understands ownership. They look at creating industries and stuff that they can own, that they can control. And they don't let other people come in and take their stuff. But see, in America, what we're looking for is somebody to give us something. We're looking to shame people a lot of times because, listen, man, I'm going to say this is a true story. It's not Alexis Ohanian's fault that he's white, okay? And we got to stop making white people feel bad because they're white. They didn't choose to be white, no more than you chose to be black. Making them feel bad about being white doesn't do anything. But I can tell anybody that's white to listen to this podcast, if you want to help black people do something, don't take no pity and just giving them stuff because they're black. Because black people don't need pity parties. We have too many talented people out there. We can do things on our own. Just like whites can do things on their own, and Asians can do things on their own, and Mexicans can do things on their own. There is no group that needs help like that. We have enough people, enough money, enough skill set where we can go out there and do our own things, service our own people. We can service the greater economy. We can service it here in America. We've been doing it. And we don't need these type of handouts. We should be starting our own companies and employing our own people and putting our people first in the agenda, caring about our own issues so that Alexis Ohanian don't gotta care about your issues. It's not his fault that he's white. It's nobody's fault. He shouldn't be blamed. He shouldn't have to do this. When many of us who spend our money on Jordans, spend our money however we want to spend our money when it comes to business and come to being educated on how to start stuff, we don't show an interest in it. And this video might not even get approved, right? I don't know. But I gotta say this. We gotta stop looking for them to always help us and feel sorry for us. Because as long as we have that, we're not gonna grow, we're not gonna get equality. We'll always be on the bottom of society. We gotta step it up. We gotta create for ourselves, and we gotta have a winner's attitude towards this. Stop asking them and making them feel sorry to do for us when you can do for yourself. This is not the 60s or the 40s or the 50s. This is not Jim Crow. We're not talking about chattel slavery in 1860 or 1850. The country is not like that anymore. So a lot of us as a group of people, while we still go through certain things, we gotta stop asking them for everything because we never get anything in return. Whenever we have to go to them. Same thing with Africa and the IMF, World Bank. Whenever they get stuff in aid or for free, it's not free. They gotta do something for that money. They gotta give up some kind of control for that money. And whenever the black community accepts things from those who say they wanna help, your agendas are going to be pushed out. And I'm going to tell you right now, you've been going to see the Black Lives Matter protests. Look at who else is protesting their own personal issues now. The thoughts are coming out there, protesting their own issues, coming out there getting attention. You got people getting married out here all of a sudden now. See, people are pushing their own agendas because once you use them to push your voice, here they come. So y'all might not like it, I don't care, but we're going to go ahead and rock it. So brothers, subscribe, hit the bell. It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. Go to the first comment pinned to the top. As you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.